Welcome back to some more health accumulation opportunity. So today we're talking about food additives. Given the amount of processed food lining the shelves of grocery stores, this is no small topic. And I don't think we need to know every food additive in foods, but I do think there are some food additives that if you see them on a box or see them on a bag of food, you definitely want to pass on them because the risk of consuming them on any kind of regular basis is way greater than any kind of reward of palatability or deliciousness of that food. So if you haven't already subscribed and shared this DR Wholeness podcast, YouTube channel, I would be so grateful. And I'm convinced that so many others would be grateful for the opportunity to accumulate health right along with you and me. All right, so food additives. They're used to make food taste better, smell better, look better. They give a more appetizing, mouth feel to food that would literally otherwise probably taste like cardboard. And there's no way you would touch it. They make it so that food can sit on the shelf for years, decades, without changing color or shape or going moldy. They give crackers, chips, breads, that little special crunchiness that you just never can quite get enough of. You need one more of them. So food additives, they're everywhere and in everything. That's not a real food. And even then, often with non-organic meats, fish, fruits, vegetables, there are a lot of additives added to make those whole foods last longer, be on the shelf longer, so they can make more money off them. So I'm going to go through there's no chance I'm going to eat these. There's no chance I'm going to put these in my body, food additives. And my main rule about these food additives, given that many have very little research demonstrating that they're an inert substance for short or long-term use, I'm going off of if they're artificial, I'm just not consuming them. I'm not consuming artificial sweeteners. And number one on the list, I'm not consuming artificial food coloring or like red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6. These babies are correlated with all manner of mood disorders, with neurotoxicity. They literally only serve to make you think you're consuming something with life-giving substance. I mean, when I see a parent buying their kid a Slurpee, cotton candy, Skittles, in my mind, I really am cringing because I'm considering how this parent is really making their life so much more challenging and how they're literally paying money that they worked hard for to put a known neurotoxin into their child. Who wants to do that? And I think so many are completely unaware. Then on the other side, they may be totally aware, but they just want to see their kids smile. I'm telling you what, there are so many more awesome, life-giving ways to permit your child to smile and give life to them without giving them a known neurotoxin like food coloring. Number 2 on the list, sodium nitrites and nitrates found in meats. So there is significant concern about these substances in cured meats, and obviously for good reason, as they are known to form nitrosamines in our body, which are highly associated with cancer, especially bowel cancer. So you got to look at your deli meats, your bacons, and really any other pre-cooked meats to make sure those are not present. They're not helping you out. You don't need them. They're not making the food taste better or anything. So yeah, pass on those. Go find one that doesn't have the nitrates in them. Number 3 is polysorbate 80. This is an artificial emulsifier used in ice cream, in coffee creamers, in mayonnaise, lots of salad dressings, really to prevent separation of the ingredients. And it is also in many prescription medications and supplements, even natural supplements. So animal studies show this polysorbate 80 promotes bowel inflammation and literally triggers bacterial changes that promote obesity. There are literally endless options out there that do not have polysorbate 80 that taste delicious. I would choose one of them. All right, so this one may hit home a little harder than you want to hit home. Really close, but this is phosphoric acid. So phosphoric acid is a food additive that is used in soda pop, flavored waters, Red Bulls, Monsters, all that kind of stuff. And it gives that literally that addictive tart taste that so many are literally addicted to. But understand that tangy flavor, it's actually promoting calcium imbalances in the body. It's actually degrading your bone matrix. It's actually irritating your kidneys. And chronic kidney disease is overwhelming our health system in America, overwhelming people's bodies. Dialysis centers for kidneys are popping up everywhere. This liquid phosphoric acid, in the form of soda pop, energy drinks, flavored water, it is a major culprit. I have seen so many patients who are addicted to these drinks. They're drinking 1, 2, 15 a day. And they literally are giving up. They're willing to give up their health freedom so they can continue drinking, another can of soda. When when their bones are brittle and they're getting fluid retention in their legs and they can't care for themselves anymore, I doubt the soda will be enough to rescue them from that distress. So you want to send soda pops, you want to send those phosphoric acid loaded flavored waters, you want to send them to the curb, send them back into the coffin where they belong. And then we have titanium dioxide. So titanium dioxide is a food coloring used in things like Skittles, Starburst, baked goods, broths, sauces, and so many other things. But the food industry often says not to worry about it. Don't worry about this additive. It's no big deal. Like titanium dioxide, but the deal is it builds up in our body. And it is very challenging for the body to excrete titanium dioxide. In fact, Europe has banned titanium dioxide now over concerns of gene toxicity. I think we have enough things in the world that we have to deal with related to gene toxicity to then put in titanium dioxide in our body as a food additive in ultra-processed food. So I would bypass anytime you see titanium dioxide. It doesn't need to come in your body. It's not helping you. There's no nutritional value to you. It's completely devoid of nutritional value and only has the potential of hurting you and potentially affecting your genes really negatively. All right, to wrap this up, recognize that processed food and the processed food industry, it has a massive lobbying group that goes 24/7, 365 days out of the year to ensure restrictions are minimal on them and their ability to make more highly processed food that lasts longer and longer and longer and is more addicting and drives humans into a state of having and craving it. That's just going to continue on because the lobbying and the money available is so great. And as you know, greed causes humans to do a lot of crazy things that lead to harming other humans. And not only that, but the United States, it does not have a good system in place for reevaluation of additives. Maybe this additive has been cleared by the FDA 2 decades ago, but this means certain chemicals, they won't be evaluated. They won't be reevaluated since they were first approved. So, like I said, a couple decades ago, some ingredient could have been approved. We're still using it, and yet the toxicology field is showing, oh my goodness, this is a problem. Toxicology just keeps progressing. That field keeps going, checking things, figuring out things, and they may have great concern, but if the FDA is not going to relook at that additive, what's it matter? These food companies just keep throwing it in there. They're fine. Hey, it's FDA approved. You got to be on lookout for yourself, for your family. I would not accept some government entity that has very minimal to no oversight, that makes rules based on who pays them the most. I would not accept that as the prevailing voice as to why I make decisions I make related to food. Stick to real food, get it as local as you can, and if you're not sure what's going on with it, ask, find out, especially if it's something you're going to eat on a regular basis. Or that, if you're consuming Dr. Pepper every day, it's time to ask yourself, why am I consuming Diet Dr. Pepper every day or Dr. Pepper every day? Why am I doing that? Is that leading me down a path of health accumulation, of health opportunity? And am I going to experience life like I really want to experience life? I mean, maybe you do want to experience life with just 30 seconds of buzz from Dr. Pepper, but I would gather to say not too many patients over the years would say that was what they wanted. They don't want that 30-second hit, every few hours. They want ongoing 24/7, energized, awesome sleep, loving the fact that they're in control of the winds and the wheels of their flush. All right. Hose is helpful. I'm Dr. Matt. And remember, sometimes to accumulate health, you got to subtract out some of these things that are in the standard American culture. All right. See you guys next week.